All right, well, I'm going on now, so there should be a new one. All right, well, internet went out, so sorry about that. I think we should be good now, though. Everything seems all right. Let me just double check. All right, I think it's back on. It's just a different video. All right, a little bit of a technical issue. Cool.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. All right, we should be good. Sorry about that. I guess this is a whole separate video now, so that other one's gonna look kind of dumb. But whatever, dude. That's how it goes, right? Bound to come up eventually. But yeah, so what I was saying here is when you have a harmonic like this, all right, and it's down at the 1618, could be at the 1414 as well. That is a valid extension of the bullish butterfly, but you can just move it right over, right? It's not going to affect the other numbers here, so it's still valid. But what you essentially have here is you had the spring off of the bullish butterfly, and now it's confirming it, hopefully, as support again before trying to get back up there, but we'll see. All right. Maybe you'll start to get some help there on the daily, but again, that bullish divergence kind of wiped out, so don't really love the context there. Cool. All right, let's move it along before the internet goes out again. All right, let's take a look at total market cap here. So, currently at $2.5 trillion. Let's go ahead and move it to the daily here real quick. So, what you will notice, the only discernible swing low really comes back here from late September, right? So, move forward a little bit. You'll see how you have a higher level of negative momentum here on the MACD and the RSI. Right, it's kind of steadily going up, but higher negative momentum. And really, this is going to be the swing low that you're looking at when you're looking at total. So it's kind of inevitable that you're going to get some hidden bullish divergence on the daily, unless you fall below $1.844 trillion on total market cap, which would be kind of insane. I don't see how you don't paint hidden bullish divergence, right? I mean, this could even sell off further down, like to the 1618 fib extension before reversing back up, right? The golden mean ratio, that could make sense. Touched the 50% retrace 2 times, and it's doing a similar kind of thing, right, that we just saw on Bitcoin, right? So you've got the spring come down, back test it, confirm it before potentially running again, maybe. You even got a little bit of a higher low trying to form here. No divergence, really. If anything, you had hidden, or not hidden, but hidden bearish divergence going on the MACD here, right? You had a lower high with a higher high momentum. So we'll see, right? It seems like it's kind of weak. This is already starting to pivot back towards the upside, but Bitcoin makes up 44% of the market. If Bitcoin dumps, this is going down with it, right? But yeah, I mean, really, on the daily, no discernible swings except for this back here in late September. As long as you can swing above that and you have some support looking left here, especially down at 2.21, which is also right at the 618. So that would actually be a great area. Let me go ahead and box it off for you so you can see, right? This is peak back here from April 16th, highest spot the trader set it up. That candle close, and you just lace it right in between the 618. So that little green zone, if it gets down in there and starts showing signs of reversal, maybe even higher negative momentum with more hidden bullish divergence, that's what I'm talking about.
Money.
All right. Let's take a look at the weekly, though, for it real quick. Yeah, dude, the weekly's good. Now, the weekly for the MACD is not showing any kind of bearish divergence, right? You've just got a high, a higher high, and then higher highs on the MACD. Now, the RSI is a little bit of a different story in the sense of up top here, right? You've got this trend line forming now. You've got 1, 2, 3 touches. Now, locally here from August 30th, that was the high that you can see in price for a swing, all right? So the bearish divergence is wiped out as far as that goes. But now that this has 3 touches on the RSI trend line, you're going to have to break that on the way back up. So, I mean, this thing could continue to go off, down a little bit. Just regard it more, this trend line, before continuing to go down. We'll see. But not too bad. That's really not too bad. All right, we're not too worried about just a trend line going on with the RSI. We'd be more worried if we were seeing some signs of exhaustion, Class A bearish divergence, stuff like that, but you don't have it. So could continue to sell off a little bit, get down to that 618 area before pivoting back towards the upside. All right, cool.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
All right, man. Yeah. Let's take a look at the 4 hour real quick, see if we got anything going on. No, we already did. Let's see if the hourly. Let's see if the hourly is giving us anything. Yeah, a little bit of Class A bullish divergence on the hourly. You don't mind seeing that. So we'll see. Maybe that'll play into the 4 hour. Confirm this. Give you a morning star. Push you back up to these levels up here, like 2.613. Are below the 200-day moving average on the 4 hour. I do believe you are, yeah, you're way above it on the daily. So, dude, long-term, overall, technically, it's fine. All right. Remember that 53,000 is like the 50% retrace from the recent run on Bitcoin. So, who cares, man? It does that all the time. And we know historically the 50% retrace, it pivots and continues on its run, right? Sure reminds me of the Blues Clues. What? What are you talking about? He wears a green striped polo. Damn, that's loud. And blue. It's not blue. No. He does not wear a blue shirt.
Nope.
Nice try, though. Nice try. Same difference. Green and blue are not the same. They're completely different colors. All right, boom, roasted. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum here. So Ethereum, you've got a nice little rising wedge going on the daily. All right, rising wedge is traditionally, well, technically a bearish pattern. You are at the bottom of the rising wedge trend line. That is called the supply line. You are also at historical support. So you're at a pretty critical level here. And if you break this, really you're heading down to 3,677. But as you will notice here with this horizontal line down by the MACD, really, again, kind of like total market cap, any pivot above this swing back here from September, that's your most discernible swing low, would give you hidden bullish divergence on the daily, technically, okay? Bitcoin dumps. I don't know. Maybe Ethereum at this point, it has outperformed when Bitcoin has dumped before. But, and you know what? Actually, let me take a look. I want to see off of its high. So Ethereum is down 14.88 off of its high. Let me take a look. I want to see how much Bitcoin is off of its high. All right, so it's outperforming Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin's down 18.12%. So it's even outperforming Bitcoin, which has a much larger market cap. So that kind of says something, man, right? And when we took a look at the Ethereum to Bitcoin charts, showing that Ethereum looks like it's primed to outperform, so it makes sense that it is outperforming, right? But yeah, we'll see what goes on here. All right, you are below the peak back here from May 12th, so that's not great, but you got a pretty strong level here. You can go ahead, try to just beef up where you currently are, throw a Fibonacci. All right, it's at the 382 retrace. All right, it's a very shallow retrace, but it is also enough of a retrace to be considered a swing high up here. And if this were to pivot back towards the upside, to be a recognizable swing low. All right, so if you were to come up and do something like this, right, as your swing low, and then come down, this would count as a low. So something to keep in mind, but We'll see. You got some conflicting variables here. Don't love the rising wedge, and you're getting close to the apex of it. But hidden bullish divergence potentially. I mean, you'll probably come down to, if Bitcoin goes to 53, I mean, you're probably coming down to 3,686. At which point you'll have support here from September 16th, from October 8th. Okay, so, and should have checked it when I did this the first time. That would also be right around the 50% retrace, so a little bit deeper value. We like that down there, all right? We like it. So we'll see, man. We'll see. See if the 4 hour is helping you out at all. 4 hour also had a bullish butterfly going on here. And similar kind of thing, right? So you're seeing that with a lot of assets right now. They're doing the spring, they're coming down, hopefully hold, confirm this level as support before maybe going again, right? And then that's when you get your confirmation of the hidden bullish divergence on the daily. We will see, okay? But, I mean, as of right now, you even have it on the 4 hour, at least for the MACD. All right. Now, moving down to the RSI, I was taking a look at this earlier. You broke the trend line of the RSI here on the 4 hour. So you'll notice back here from early November, November 8th, right? 1, 2, the third little one here, November 15th, right? But you've broken out of it. I mean, technically, yeah, I mean, you're regarding it almost as support at this point, which is good, right? That's what you want to see. But it's tough, right? You're currently below the high here from May 12th, right? It's a very important level, so you really need to get back above that to have any real hope there. If you confirm it, that's what you don't want to see. If you confirm it as resistance again, you'll probably fall out of the wedge, and I don't think you have enough room here to justify a catch at 3,974, so you're probably heading down to 3,677 at that point. All right, but we'll see. Bitcoin looking gross. It sells off like that, it's probably where we're headed. But if I start seeing reversal signals down there, and if Bitcoin starts showing reversal at its 53, where it makes sense, right, at 50% retrace, then I'm looking to put some more money in there for sure. All right, cool. Blues Clues. Trying to embarrass me live. All right, let's take a look at the weekly for it real quick. Rising wedge also valid on the weekly there. Let's see here. Yeah, all right, so you have no divergence, no bearish divergence on this high or anything. You have higher highs going on the RSI and the MACD, so that's very good, okay? Yeah, it might sell out of here, and again, come down to the levels that make sense, 50% retrace. When you're not seeing bearish divergence on very significant timescales like the weekly, which means that it would probably play off down further for a longer amount of time, that's a good sign that this could, just go to its 50% before returning back up and making new highs or whatever, and then that's where you start to see exhaustion. But at that point, we're going past 5,000 and up towards 6, up towards those Fibonacci levels that we could not reach last time, right? The 2618 up around 6,258, right? The thing dreams are made of. Buffy wants a spin. Buffy is a pup that we started fostering. 2 days ago? Yeah, I guess it's been 2 days at this point. She's so cute. Adorable. Might have to pop her up here later. And I'd have to pop up Nova too, because I can't put the new guy up here and not have the OG, right? That's just not fair. But let's go ahead.
Test your luck.
Let's test Buffy's luck. See if she's a god in puppy form or if she's just a peasant pup. Wow.
Godlike.
This makes sense too. Makes sense that she got the god of the underworld. I feel like I heard her say that to me in my sleep last night. I cannot confirm that it was her, but she was the only one awake. And she was staring me deep in the eyes. Alright. So, might just have a demon pup on her hands, but, I mean, that's a little suspicious that she acts that way and then gets that on the wheel first try, I'm just saying. Good thing we're fostering. Nah, but she's a little sweetheart. She's like a boxer pit mix, I think. We know she's a boxer mix, but she's got these big puppy dog eyes and everything. So cute, so cute. But we're not here to talk about dogs. All right, we're here to talk about assets, analysis. All right, let's move it over to a Binance Coin. Actually looked kind of interesting as well. All right, it's actually got some pretty serious, and it got down into its major levels of support back here from August 25th and September 7th. All right, and this green zone comes from that level of support. I believe it was mixed with, how did I draw that like that? Maybe the 4 hour help out a little bit. Huh, I put it like that for a reason. I'm assuming that I had it that way based off of the, it was definitely from the candle confirmations here, September 5th. Perhaps. Yeah, I mean, I usually line it up with Fibonacci that way, but whatever, it's all right. 50% retrace right down at that level as well. Should probably be more like this. All right, but it came down, touched the top of at 508 and 10 cents, which makes sense, right? Down to the level of historical support, but on the daily here, you are showing hidden bullish divergence potentially. You've got your first waning candle of negative momentum, waning histogram on the MACD, and then you've got it as well on the RSI here. All right, so bullish engulfing candle. The follow-through price action was a little bit weak. All right, seemingly coming back down. I bet you're showing some kind of spring back test of spring. Yep. So come back down, test 528, hold it as support. You could come back down to 5081 and hold that as well. No divergence really on the 4 hour. You did just get back above the 200-day moving average, all right, which is good because the prior candle confirmed it as resistance. So continue your way back up. I will say this again. If Bitcoin dumps, Binance Coin is probably heading back down to 5081. And if it were to fall below that, let's see. Yeah, that makes sense. Fall below that, 484. And then below that, probably down here like 443. You got an inflection point back here from June 3rd. That's actually probably where I would see it head, all right? You fall below 484, you're heading down to 430. At that point, I think I would really like Binance Coin. Yeah, that's down past the 618, right at the 200-day moving average, all right? You could see a ton of support down there, all right? So we will see, though, right? It might never get there. It's currently above some pretty serious support right now, so we will see. No bearish divergence on the weekly, which is good. Always like to see that. But yeah, like same kind of thing here. You kind of have a evening doji star on the weekly candle confirmation. So the follow through price action on a weekly doji star like that, I mean, it's just usually not good. Your only saving grace with this candle close here is that it has such a long lower wick, which makes it a little bit weaker than something like a full body. Hey, she may be a keeper now because she's god of the underworld. I don't know if I would, I don't know. I don't know if I want god of the underworld as a pup sleeping in my bed, you know what I mean? I don't think Nova's actually ever gotten a... Let's spin it. Let's do a dog spin stream here. I don't think we've ever even spun it for her. This puppy's just getting all the love.
Test your luck.
Let's see what our OG pup gets. Don't be rude. Wow, that doesn't shock me at all, dude.
Godlike.
This makes a lot of sense. This one actually makes a lot of sense because she's a little demon sometimes. Also super sweet, love her death, best dog I've ever met. But definitely makes sense that she also got Hades because she can be. I mean, goddamn, dude, she could actually probably fight Hades and beat him in a real battle. She's tough. Nick, what's up, dude? Yeah, you get one too.
Test your luck.
I have a feeling of what it's gonna be, but we'll see. Yeah, it's not all, dude. You've had a bad streak lately, man. It's crazy. It does make sense. It does make sense, dude. I can't see her. That's definitely. I don't think I could ever spin for her again because that is the epitome of who she is. Nick, peasant, all good, dude. Just got a house, so I mean, peasants live more in like huts, straw and mud and stuff. You got a pretty nice house, dude. So you're living that. You're living that king life, really. You're not really living a peasant life. Congrats again on the house. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? There it is. Cool. Alright, but yeah, man. Follow through price action for Binance Coin, especially if Bitcoin dumps. You're coming down to 508, 484, and possibly, but if you break below those again, 430. But keep an eye out at those levels. That's where the opportunity could be for Binance Coin, alright? Cool. Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome, dude. Look at Taylor laughing at you. Laughing at your misfortune. Alright, let's move it over to Avalanche, man. Alright, it was in the thumbnail. It's just been performing like a beast. It's been actually insane. It surpassed all three price targets that were set back here. I believe took the trade, right around like the end of October. So overall, up over 90% from that point on. And why did we take the trade? Because unlike what we just saw with Binance, right? Notice how you have this at the top here, right? You've got this kind of doji going on. Kind of evening star, just the bearish form of the morning star. On Avalanche, you've got an morning doji star. So that was just one of multiple variables that were showing itself at that point where I said, morning doji star on the weekly time scale, and then it had hidden divergence on the daily and everything. It just looked really good, all right? And it's been just outperforming. It does not care that Bitcoin is selling off. It's been doing its own thing. Coming to, yeah, dude, yes. You know what that's from. If you don't know what it's from, you need to get educated. You need to get cultured. Not yet, man. Nah, Litecoin is on the list still. It's coming up. Coming up in a few coins. I have to check that for you. But Avalanche, man, so you're at the top of the supply line, all right? So this is definitely not a place to buy. You're overbought on the daily, all right? You're pretty overbought on the weekly, but this is also good because, again, you're not showing Class A bearish divergence or anything. There's no exhaustion even at these levels. And at this point on the Fibonacci, I believe you're up around the 2618 now. Yeah, you're above the 2618, right? So this is not the time to be buying Avalanche, right? The time to be buying Avalanche is when we bought Avalanche, was back here after that morning star, right? That morning star Japanese candle confirmation. You don't buy it at all-time highs when it's overbought on the oscillators, all right? You just don't at the top of the trend line, right? Because this thing could just come back down and test it again before heading back up, right? Or it could come down and break it before heading back down to levels that kind of make sense, right? Back down here on Earth, down here around $77, something like that, right? Get more divergence maybe, we'll see, but it's certainly not the time to be buying it right now. And it could continue to go even a little bit more at this point, but we'll see, all right? I mean, the 4 hour looks like you've almost got a little bit of a double top, not quite. This wick never quite got up to 146.78. That was its all-time high, but yeah, seemingly showing some different stuff, right? It's starting to accumulate a little bit here. It's no longer just kind of going up. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. And maybe come back down. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. It's hard to tell when stuff gets this high, especially up at trend lines like this. Respecting the trend line, overbought. Yeah. Maybe the hourly helps. Let's take a look at the hourly, see if we have anything on there. Not really. Nothing on the hourly. Who cares? You know, you can't be mad. And, you know, if you were following the channel, following the Discord, you would have gotten this set up. You could have also made money with your boy.
I trust everything's going swimmingly.
Money.
But yeah, man, Avalanche been just outperforming with the best of them, man. Been doing really good. And today, it was up a pretty significant amount today, but up today, 4.96 at the end of the day. Still good, man. All right. We're going to take a look at now Crypto.com, all right? They're the ones that bought the Staples Center, the home of the Los Angeles Lakers. Pretty crazy. And, you know, and here is just another point. All right, pay attention. When you're seeing that kind of stuff, right? You're seeing that they bought the Lakers stadium. It's all in the news. It's very tempting to go and buy it, right? Just based off of the news coverage that it's getting. It sounds like the best thing since sliced bread. If you look at the RSI on the weekly, right? It's up at 92, 93, really, which I think is the highest point it's ever been in its existence, and it's just generally really high for any asset. All right, so you don't want to be buying at this level. And if you weren't looking at this kind of stuff, you really would have no idea. You'd see it's at 76.8 cents, and it's just a number on a screen, and you're just thinking, oh, I don't know, they just bought a stadium, they're going to go up. It's like, and then if you buy at this level at all-time highs, you could see, you know, a 38% drawdown before hitting the trend line that we got, you know, that we've drawn up here, all right? And right off the bat, if you're down 35%, you're more likely to get out of it at that point and take a loss. Like, why buy it up there and risk that 35% drawdown or even 50% drawdown when you could just wait for it to get to levels that make sense, right? Wait for it to at least get down maybe into the trend line and show signs of a reversal or an edge or some hidden bullish divergence, right? You're probably going to get it on something like this, but you need to wait. All right, an ascending broadening wedge, so a little bit of a bearish formation as well at the top of the trend line, so you don't want to buy it, especially at the top of the trend line like this. It could just come down and test this, but that's like a 20% drawdown, so it's even up 5.63% today, right? So it's still going kooky, and it could continue. It's always a possibility, but there's no, you know, this is not a value area to buy this by any means. All right, this is where you get wrecked buying assets. And yeah, there's a small chance it could continue going up, sure. But it's more likely that it's going to correct a little and sell off, and just wait for it then, right? There's a lot of other assets that are in areas that make more sense to buy than Crypto.com. Braun is soft, sorry to the Braun lovers in action. Dude, yeah, he just, I literally just read something. He got suspended a game. He like elbowed a dude in the nose or something. I saw the picture. Dude's face was like on backwards. And the other guy got 2 games and he got 1 or something like that. Yeah, the dude's face was like smashed. I gotta watch the video to see what happened there, but I don't know, dude. Braun's kind of annoying. He's always whining about something. All right. So that's Crypto.com. Doing cool stuff, but I would wait for it to cool off before getting involved. Because really, there's no support looking left on this thing. Not even really. I mean, I would probably down to like 25 cents. I mean, that's a big move down. More realistically, I would probably look to get Crypto.com. I'd say like the 50% retrace here. You've got this one red candle, which is kind of nothing, but you know, 50% retrace makes more sense. Let's see if we can get an area of confluence here from this little more local swing low. 50% retrace there, right at the 382 of that one. So it's a shallow swing from the more local swing low here. But in fact, actually, here, let me show you how you can confirm if this is a swing low, November 11th. All right, so draw the Fibonacci to the top of that line, 382. All right, so as long as it hits the 382 on the Fibonacci, you can consider that a swing low. So it is valid. So you have confluence of a 382 Fibonacci along with the 50% Fibonacci level from September 28th. So yeah, that could definitely be an area to look for an edge. But at that point, you would, if you buy it now, right? That's a drawdown of 57%. So if you put in $1,000, 570 could be gone, you know, like that. So, bro, throw him in jail. He literally tried to murder him. Yeah, dude, that doesn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me at all, man. He's suspect, to say the least. Something tells me he's kind of a mega a-hole when it comes to real life. He's always got a lot to say very quickly about other people. You know, always whining on the court. You can't argue he's not one of the best basketball players, but who gives a F, dude? Who cares? Cool, he's good at basketball. Does that make him like a good person? All right, Crypto.com though. Home of the Los Angeles Lakers. Congrats. We'll take a look at Cardano, all right? Because we have to. One of the big players in the game, looking kind of disgusting. And I don't use that term very often, but I mean, if we even zoom in, and you got to get close for this one, but you know, you could almost be like, oh, well, maybe there's some hidden. There's not even hidden bullish divergence going on here, right? You have a lower low on that price with higher levels of negative momentum. So there's no divergence down here at $1.78. You're below this peak back here from June 3rd. You're below the 6.1, the 618 retrace, and you're below the 200-day moving average. So, and Bitcoin looking the way it's looking, dude, I fully expect Cardano to come down here to $1.47, down at the 786. All right, that's where I would really be looking to get into Cardano. Not now, man. You're below major levels of historical support touched here as well. October 27th, right? It's not good. There's nothing implying upside for Cardano. And you could almost, again, we got to zoom in close, right? You could almost even say, you know, if this was higher up, or even if it was at the same level, even that, right? Maybe you would have then had some Class A bullish divergence on the RSI. You would have had a higher low. Well, okay, so I guess technically you have a higher low on the RSI and a lower low in price. So you technically have Class A bullish divergence on the RSI for the 4-hour, but I don't think that it doesn't really mean too much. That alone, that's really all you have. Kind of nothing. All right, the weekly though. Take a look at the weekly. This is kind of interesting. This is very easy to see as far as, because I mean, you just had 52% on this weekly candle from August 9th, but this swing low here, right? This is the low you need to stay above because you've already developed basically the hidden bullish divergence, right? You're already at a lower low. Now it's still building, so it could definitely continue to come down. But even if it comes down to $1.47, let's say it comes down here to the 786 retrace, right? Major level of support and pivots there. I mean, you still have a higher low than you had back here from July 19th. All right, so that's probably where you would start to see confirmation. Imagine you got a morning doji star or something down here at the 786 with weekly hidden bullish divergence. All right, that's where you want to buy Cardano. I might just leave that there. All right, I'm gonna leave that there on the weekly. And let me make sure it doesn't show up on anything else here. Hold on. Okay.
Toasty! How can this up?
Cool. All right, so that's where I'm looking for Cardano, man. $1.47.5. Nice. All right, makes sense. Also on the RSI, right? You've gotten below. That's what this horizontal line is at 50 on the RSI. You are technically below it at this point. So it could continue, and it will if it gets down to that level. So RSI might get down around here or something, right? Before heading back up. But at that point, you would have, as long as you stay above this low, hidden bullish divergence, which means continuation to the upside, all right? So you just need to give it time. Things are selling off. This is exactly where you want to start setting up zones and areas to buy and looking for real signs of reversal, not this pathetic stuff of getting back up into major historical supports and rejecting out of them, right? This is confirmation of these, very important support levels, confirming them as resistance now. So this is really just not good. All right. So yeah, that is Cardano. Patience with it. I know we thought maybe the 618 was going to be the time when it went, but Bitcoin dumping off just kind of shattered its dreams. So now you have a new dream of the 786. All right. Cool. Let's move it. Let's take a look at Litecoin actually for you, Nick. No, we said we would. So on the daily, nothing as far as divergence yet, right? There's no waning negative momentum. Yes, it's making a lower low on the oscillators, and technically, yes, you are above the prior swing, which you would regard as right here. So you're above it for the time being. You also, on the daily, confirmed the 618 twice. So go ahead, take a look, right? See these candles? You had a tweezer bottom. So this is what's called a tweezer bottom candle formation, whatever, Japanese candlestick, whatever you want to call it. But look, it's called a tweezer bottom because it kind of looks like tweezers, right? The wicks come down and they're equal as far as the price that they reached, and don't go any lower. They're almost exactly the same, just like a pair of tweezers. Okay, so that is a bullish pattern, but came up and it's right back down. So no significant price action really. If anything, you had, let's see here, not on the daily, but probably on the 4 hour, I suspect you had some hidden bearish divergence. Yeah. So look, you had a higher high on the oscillators, lower high in price. All right. And your high is all the way up here at 281. So your chances of getting back up there were pretty slim, especially that 234 was pretty major level of inflection point back here from September 6th. So once you got below that, I mean, you're going to have to break above that. And with Bitcoin doing what's doing, there's no chance. So you've got this trend line now, right? That will probably be regarded as resistance. So you'll probably sell back off, come back down here to 199, $200. And really, let's take a look to see where you're going after that. 200, yeah, I mean 200 lines right up with the 618, right? That's why you have it. So it's psychological support at the 618, right? That's why you got that tweezer bottom. But I don't know, man. Negative momentum just continuing to build. That hidden bearish off the 4 hour, were you starting to pivot back up? And negative momentum is just building, right? It's not waning here at all. If you were to get confirmation down here at the 618 again, and the negative momentum was a higher low at that point, then you have Class A at the 618 on the 4 hour, confirming the spring off of a bullish bat harmonic. Okay, so that's kind of interesting, actually. So keep an eye on it at $200. Really, $200 is right where that 618 is at. So I mean, keep a close eye on it. See if the 1 hour gives any indication. The 1 hour showing some Class A bullish divergence, at least on the MACD here. So see if any kind of candle confirmation. Not really. Nothing really speaking to me there. Better days ahead, I'm feeling it. Patience, just like with Cardano. Yes, dude, patience is the theme.
Right.
Yes, have to be patient. You don't want to jump in all willy-nilly. William Nilliamson. William Nilliam? I don't know. The Guinness is starting to move throughout my body. But yeah, Litecoin, interesting at the 618 at $200. So you got a few variables going on there that could give it the reversal. Again, if Bitcoin sells off down to 53, that's probably going to get wiped out. So that's just a lesson here when it comes to the crypto market. You have to, observe, I guess. What's the word? When a doctor tries to examine you and can't think of the word right now. I think it starts with a D, but I don't know for sure. You have to check the overall health of Bitcoin before taking positions on the altcoins, all right? You need to be showing, Bitcoin needs to be showing like developed hidden bullish divergence, making higher highs and higher lows, or going sideways and looking good. When it's looking gross like this and confirming resistance at major levels, and looking like it's probably going to dump again, all right, that's not the time to be getting into the altcoins. But Bitcoin right now on the 4-hour is showing some Class A bullish divergence at 55.924, spring off of the bullish butterfly. Okay, so it's kind of interesting. Unfortunately, the daily looks so gross, but who knows? Maybe the 4-hour holds up here and gets us back above. I do have a feeling that it's going to get up here and just reject its level again, and that's when you'll see the dump, but we'll see. You don't know until it gets back up there and confirms it, right? The confirmation. So, all right, what were we looking at? Litecoin, I think we were done with it. Let me look at it on the weekly real quick. The weekly's cool because there was no Class A bearish divergence or anything like that, which is good. Didn't have it on the RSI either, so no exhaustion symbols or signals. Yeah, it's okay. Longer term, right, with the weekly, it's okay. Let's go ahead, take a look at Solana real quick. Solana had some interesting stuff going on. So Solana actually on the daily is developing its hidden bullish divergence. So this is actually kind of interesting, and it's developing that hidden bullish divergence right off of the pattern completion zone of a bullish bat, right? Bullish bat, max 50% retrace at B, the 886 pattern completion zone of D, all right, with a lower C than A. So it's actually kind of interesting, right? You've got the hidden bullish divergence on the daily. You've got the bullish bat pattern completion zone here on the 4-hour. Now, you do have this trend line going on up here, but I mean, you're kind of in the middle of that zone. So, I mean, you could see it come up, and you could even see it, I mean, break it with daily hidden bullish divergence looking that way. So Solana actually looking kind of interesting, looking different than some of the other altcoins. And this is what I'm talking about, because you even have it hidden bullish divergence on the RSI. So you have it on the RSI, you have it on the MACD, pattern completion zone of a harmonic. Okay. Kind of interesting. Looking more bullish than others. Again, and I hate saying this, but you know the drill. Bitcoin dumps. Solana, I mean, it's hard to tell, right? Because it's not dumping as Bitcoin has been selling off. So Solana might be one of the ones, kind of like Avalanche, that's for the time being at least doing its own thing. Because some coins will do that, but it looks different than, Litecoin and Ethereum and those kind of things. They look like they have more room to sell off. This is actually showing continuation signals for the time being. So taking a play on Solana right now, let's take a look. Let's see what this would look like. Because, I mean, your first target would be the prior all-time high. This would be up at it's like 18%. And your stop would have to go below 191. That's your peak back here, highest spot that traders ever set it up on September 9th. So, I mean, your stop would be right below that at like 189.42. At that point, though, you have a 1.35 risk reward ratio. That's not good enough for me to take the trade. So it's like, yeah, it could continue up, right? But with Bitcoin doing what it's doing towards the top of the falling ascending wedge, which, yes, is a bullish pattern, but you could see it easily come back down and test the supply line down here around 169, at which point you would just get stopped out. And I mean, what's the risk there? That was 13.72% to make 18. That's just not good enough for me. Let's take a look, see if maybe the weekly is showing any kind of crazy. And I mean, the weekly's kind of just selling off. The weekly's got this trend line on the RSI going that you have yet to break. So I wouldn't, while it looks different and cool, it's got hidden bullish divergence on the daily, I still wouldn't take Solana just yet. It doesn't have an edge really, or a value area to get that 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. All right.
Nope.
But if you've been in Solana, you do have potential for continuation to some higher prices. So congrats to you. But yeah, pretty much it. Nothing there on the 4-hour either. Let's go ahead and take a look now at Engine. Another interesting one. Take a look at the daily. So the daily, you might actually need to watch out for, because you've got that higher high in price, but you might, if just let me pull it up so you can see this light green candle. Okay, you need this to start going positive again, because if you develop Class A bearish divergence with something like this, yeah, Engine's going to be in big trouble. And all you have to do is look at Bitcoin to understand why, right? Because you even have it. You have it on the RSI and the MACD on the daily. So when we move it over to Bitcoin, it's like kind of deja vu, right? All of this positive momentum and a little tiny pathetic green island at the higher high before dumping off, right? That's kind of exactly what you're seeing on Engine right now. So definitely not an edge on the daily. And if we go ahead, we'll go to the swing low. I mean, you could draw down to these support levels here from November 16th, November 10th. Looking left, March and April, right? I mean, you could easily retrace 50% down here showing this kind of stuff. So yeah, be careful if you're looking at Engine right now. It's been an outperformer, but then it's like in the same breath, the 4 hours showing hidden bullish divergence only on the MACD though. So it's like, okay, there's hidden bullish divergence showing on the MACD on the 4 hour, but that is an argument maybe that this green starts developing back towards the upside. But I don't know, man. I don't think that that's going to happen, personally, given the context of just hitting bullish divergence on the 4 hour. It's just not good enough, in my opinion, to override this stuff that you're seeing on the RSI and the MACD on the daily. You have more ingredients on the daily than you do on the 4 hour of exhaustion, possibly, and selling off to the downside. So be very careful with Engine Coin. Take a look at the weekly real quick, see if it's showing anything. Not really even overbought, and definitely no bearish divergence on the weekly. So it's fine, man. You could just see, let's say it draws down even to, I mean, where's it currently at? Right, it could draw down to this peak back here from April, which would put it right around $3.17, but it could also draw down to the 618 here, which would make a lot more sense. This peak back here, August 30th, this inflection point, right? That is where I would want to buy Engine Coin. Okay, not at all-time highs, but at the 618 at historical supports, potentially showing like some hidden bullish divergence or something, right? That would be great before going, coming down and going on, to higher prices. That's exactly what I would look for with Engine Coin. All right. So Engine Coin, take a look at a stock here real quick. We'll take a look at Ford because it has been a juggernaut, regardless of how you feel about the car itself. I know certain people who would probably say the stock also sucks just because it's Ford. But you can't be biased here, man, when you're trying to make money. All right, people are clearly buying Ford stock. You've got hidden bullish divergence. Technically, this little red guy here, bullish engulfing candle on the day, and you're way above. So looking left, and we got to move it to the weekly so you can really get an understanding. And it's even more significant. Whoa, I didn't say any names here, so if anybody's doxing anybody, it's his own daughter.
Okay!
I didn't say that. Hey, he's a Chevy guy, right? He likes Chevy. He'll buy nothing Ford. I'm convinced that if his life depended on it, he would not get in a Ford to save it. But yeah, so I mean, take a look left, right, and just zoom out. You are above a major inflection point back here from 2011. He would rather walk. He would rather slither than get in a Ford. Grind his stomach up. He would slither on the highway rather than drive a Ford. But yeah, so with Ford though, 2011, right? So you're going way back in history. A major inflection point here, this peak, January 10th, 2011, right? You're above that. Regarded twice down here at $18.04. Technically, I guess $18.16. But November 18th, 2013, and then August of 2014, right? And just so you see what I'm saying, these peaks right here, these are multi-year historical resistance points, all right? And you're way above. You've broken through them like it was nothing, all right? That's so bullish for Ford. And yeah, you're overbought, okay? So is now the time to buy it? Maybe not. Maybe not. But you've got hidden bullish divergences on the daily. So this could literally just push you up, and then you come back down and then hold those levels as support for the first time in, I mean, what, 7 years? So you confirm those as support for the first time in 7 years, you're probably going to go back up, all right? That's really bullish. That's a really bullish confirmation for Ford. So, yeah, I mean, it looks good, man. And they're doing a lot of stuff in the space. They're making money, right? They're smashing their earnings. 1, 2, 3, 4, last 4 consecutive earnings. They've been crushing it. Dude, that's just... When you get out ahead of the game and you start getting in the electronic car business and all that kind of stuff and shift with the times like they've been doing, dude, they've been performing very, very well. And I mean, let's see, since the pandemic low, I mean, they're up 400%. God damn.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
So, I guess, you know, let's do this, actually. Because I guess who was GM would be... GM owns Chevy, correct? Let's see here. Is GM above multi-year resistance points? Let's take a look. GM has actually been performing pretty well, too. So Chevy was up, what, 400% from the COVID low? Okay, GM's lagging behind a little bit, but it's at 343%, so it's not bad. Did actually... here. All right, so it's right at this peak from June. So trying to break above that. You didn't do it on your last weekly candle close, November 15th. So unsuccessful there. Now trying again, but you're kind of stuck at it. It's kind of like a wall right now. So let's go ahead and look historically, right? Where Ford was breaking above major levels of historical. Okay, so this only goes back to 2010. So, I mean, you're at all-time highs. You're above everything, basically, other than this local high from June 7th. So, let's take a look and see if the daily's giving you anything. Actually, let me take a look again at the weekly. I want to see if any kind of divergence or anything. Yeah, I mean, you kind of... the stretch to give you hidden bullish divergence, but technically there's a slant there, so I guess I would give it to you. All right, and the positive momentum is just continuing to build. So that's good. That is good. Wiping out. Let's see. Well, if you stop here, you'll have some Class B bearish divergence. So, all right, Ford's not showing any Class B bearish divergence.
Nope.
Just saying. But yeah, man, I guess GM pretty much at all-time highs. I can't believe. I have a very hard time believing that it went public 2010. So I don't know if I'm messing something up there, but because I mean they're like just as old as Ford, aren't they? That's all this chart's. Yeah, that's all this chart's giving me. So whatever, dude. Yeah, break above 64.12 to see all-time highs. The daily, little bit of hidden bullish divergence on the daily that's been playing out, but potentially, if this can't get its act together, you'll be showing some Class A bearish divergence, right? Which is showing exhaustion. Maybe people are tired of buying Chevy stock, tired of buying Chevy cars. Let me live my life. So we'll see. All right. Ford not showing these signals. Ford showing hidden bullish divergence on the daily. No bearish divergence on the weekly. No Class B bearish divergence. No divergence on the RSI or the MACD or anything. So personally, as far as the stock goes, I like Ford more. Cool. And actually, let's take a look, see where you're probably going. I mean, I don't see. Well, let's take a look. So, yeah, I would say your next stop, your next level, your next area to test, 2215. That's going to be the support level from December 4th of 2000. And then we can move it back into the 1900s of August, right? Touched here as well. And then March of 2000 as well. So that's a major area of support. That's your next area to get above. All right, 2215. I think you're going to get there based on what I'm seeing now. All right, cool. That is Ford. Let's take a look at another stock here. Moderna, which is showing and playing off of, at least on the MACD, some Class A bullish divergence. All right, your low here from October 7th, your low here from November 11th, filling the gaps. All right, this thing was gapping down pretty hard. And what you'll notice a lot of the time is that the gaps will fill either on the way up or down. It's something just to keep in mind. That does happen a lot. But you still have a gap to fill to get back up to 343.07. And the positive momentum is still building. You do need to get above this shoulder here at 348.94. Or you'll probably start developing some hidden bearish divergence. But yeah, you've had some pretty strong price action at the 786 is where it's reversing right here. So you've got Class A bullish divergence on the MACD at the 786, filling these gaps seemingly. Move it to the weekly, and you've just got kind of, yeah. All right, so take a look at this. All right, pay attention. This is what I wanted to look at, and this, this is why I put this here. Remember how Avalanche, right? Morning Doji Star. Avalanche had the morning Doji Star right here, right? And look at what it did. You have a morning Doji Star on Moderna at the 786 retrace, showing a massive amount of hidden bullish divergence on the MACD and the RSI. All right, so I would confidently buy Moderna at this level. I mean, when you have this kind of stuff on the weekly, dude, it's so hard not to pay attention to that. Like you got the candle confirmation at a 786, multiple, MACD, class or hidden bullish divergence, and let me just draw the price line so you see what I'm talking about, right? The low back here from March. Booster shots and everything. The fundamentals are kind of behind it, so it's the way you would size this up is I would have no problem taking this trade right now as it stands. Put your stop loss right below. I'd say, yeah, let's keep it a little bit tighter even. All right, 19% is a lot to be risking, but I mean the upside, yeah, 75 to get you back to that all-time high, and all you need is 3. So even if you want to just get to the top of the wick here from September 20th, that's a 63% rise, risking essentially 20%, all right? But that's a 3-to-1 odd on that weekly time scale. You'll have to have patience for this thing to play out to get up there, but dude, the weekly looks so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and publish this one real quick, because the way that we could get targets from there, all right? Because you always want to do like 3 targets. All right, this is on that weekly time scale. So I would say that all-time high. And I don't want to get greedy here. You know what? That's always a pain in the ass. Let me do it this way.
Toasty!
The 1414. Kind of like that. Yeah, the 1414, it's 119%. You know what? I would say the 1272. Let's be a little bit more conservative. That's still 106% from where it currently is. And then we can go ahead 1618. Throw up at the third one. That's 139.49% risking 20. All right, so it's a pretty big risk. That's a little bit bigger than we usually see, but I mean, this stuff on a weekly time scale like this, it's really strong. And you've got the Class A bullish divergence on the daily, on the MACD here that's beginning to play out and develop. So, and that gap right there, pretty sure you're going to fill it back above the 200-day moving average. It looks really good. No other way to say it.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
All right. So that is Moderna. Cool. I think that's pretty much it. The only other thing I want to take a look at was the S&P 500, because it did make all-time highs today. Can you even imagine? Would you look at that?
Nice.
It's all it seems to really do anymore. Now, you do want to pay attention to this, because this is I'm serious, and it's fallen out of rising wedges before. That's what this actually was, right? It was something like that, and then it fell out, this price action here from October, but it's, you know, still in a rising wedge, and it's kind of in the middle of it. So eventually you will see it fall out of this again and probably just get scooped up, you know, at like 4,545 at that point, depending on when it gets there. But yeah, I mean, records were set again. You had your highest price ever in the history of the S&P 500 index today at about 4,743 before kind of getting rejected though and selling down below the peak back here from November 8th earlier in the month. So we'll see, right? This might be, you're getting close to that apex. This might actually be the time that it falls out to test the 200-day moving average or something again. So we will see, but I don't think the Fed is going to let go anytime soon, man. I think they broke the gas pedal and they can't stop the quantitative easing, the printing of money, because if they do, it's probably bad news for everybody. So it's kind of like pick your poison. You know, if one poison's making you money, at least for the short term, it's better than, I guess, like total economic collapse. So eventually, I mean, I guess it kind of has to run out eventually, but we'll see. So yeah, history being made again. Cool.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, I think that's gonna actually do it. I have been live here. I know I had that little outage with the internet. Sorry about that, but yeah, it's been about an hour 4. With the other one, it was like an hour 20, hour and a half. So I've got some sesame chicken waiting down there that I need to go get some right now because your boy's actually hungry at this point. I'm getting a little hungry. So I appreciate you guys stopping in. If you were watching it live, cool. If you're watching it at a later time, also cool. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, do all that stuff that will help me get my name out there, right? So we can try and build a community up, become learned in this stuff so that we're not susceptible to the racket that is trading in the markets. All right. But yeah, all of my stuff is over there. Join the Discord. All right. I put in trade setups in there, stuff that I look at during the day, whatever I think looks good. You can throw in whatever asset you want. I'm on there all the time. I'll, do an analysis on it for you, whatever. But, follow the Instagram, the Twitter to get the most out of this stuff, all right? So that will do it. I will be back tomorrow. So I will see you guys then. Until then, enjoy your Monday night, enjoy the football, and remember to always keep it technical. All right, please.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.